Yeah, man. A lot of things have happened in my life since last recording. A lot of things. Some things which I have discussed, other things that I haven't. But one thing that I know is a universal fact for men is that you need personal integrity and you need to be aware that everything will not go your way always, and you need to be prepared for things going not your way. And the only thing that you are able to control is your own actions and your own responses to situations. You can't control every situation, you can't control every outcome, you can't control everything. What you can control is what you think, how you view the things that are happening, that are occurring to you. And yeah, that is essentially what I was going to be talking about right now. But I could almost keep it there. But truth be told, I think a lot of men nowadays, a lot of guys, younger guys, they lack purpose. And when you lack purpose, you indulge in every behavior that you shouldn't be doing. You date without any real reason as to dating except lust. You're on dating apps in search for validation. You scroll on various socials endlessly just to get some hits of dopamine. In even worse cases, you might still be jerking off. And the list goes on. You're watching Netflix, you're playing video games, you're out drinking, you're not doing anything with deeper meaning. I'm not saying that you can't go out and drink and enjoy your life, because you definitely can. But if that's all you are doing, if like your friend group consists of being out with your so-called friends and all you do is drink and hit on girls that are in that environment, your life doesn't look very bright. And I'm speaking out of personal experience. Like, I felt that I was stuck for the longest time. Or the longest time, but for a while now. And to a degree, I have, because I've been doing the same things over and over. When it comes to investing, trading, and all of that, I saw success earlier in my life, different things, but I've also seen the opposite of success. And when you do shit, the same shit over and over, without looking inwards, analyzing your own behaviors, and expecting a different result, you know what they call it, insanity. And it really is like that. If you don't make any major changes to your life, no major things are going to change. Like, it is so clear, yet we expect things to change just because we want something. But the thing is, if you truly, and I mean truly want something, then it will happen. Because your behaviors will align, your thoughts will align with the universe, and the universe will grant it to you. But you need to really want it. Whether it is for yourself, for your family, for some other purpose, you must want it. And you cannot be half foot this side, half foot that side, and then contemplate whether you should go this way or that way, or where you're going or where you're headed. You need to truly want it. And what I mean by 1 foot here, 1 foot there, you can't be comfortable here, uncomfortable here, and sit on the fence. Like, in some cases, your life needs to get either better for it to become better, because that way you can make it better, or it needs to get way worse, because by making it way worse, you find that inner willpower to make changes to your life, drastic changes, major changes that you wouldn't have done if it's just here in the middle. Like that is one of the worst places to be in, when your life is shitty, but not shitty enough where you absolutely must change anything, just where it's right below shitty enough where you don't need to change anything. Like, and what you can take away from this is, if you're just waiting here, eventually it will get shittier and you will have to take more drastic measurements for your life to improve. And one thing I've realized now, like the past 3 years, I'm not gonna say I've entirely thrown them out, but I've somewhat just thrown them away. There was 1 year, right after I dropped out of school, where I was very focused, where I was genuinely productive. And it wasn't necessarily that I tried to be productive, it's just that I had things to do. And I did the things that I had to do in combination with actually trying to be productive. But now I realize that productiveness comes from having your plate full and making it work regardless. And that's what being productive actually means. Being productive is not mapping out your schedule without having anything to map out. And that's one reason. Like, I recently took up studies again to raise my grades so I can apply for uni later on, if it's actually something that I'll pursue. But during the meantime, at least I can raise my grades. And why is that? Because right now I don't have a definite purpose that requires all my time. I don't. I wish I could say it, but I don't. And by forcing myself to do studies, one, in Sweden you get extra money for doing it. Like, unless you make above a certain amount of money every month, then you'll have to pay it back. But that is, as of right now, yeah, not a concern. You get extra money for studying. You can also take loans, and this loan, it's very low interest. So what that means is, if you have any other loan, you can basically arbitrage the loan difference. If you know that you're good at investing, if you know that you're good at trading, if you know that something else is yielding you more, well, yeah, then you arbitrage the difference. Let's say you can take out 1,500 per month. Let's say that you have some other loan that, or some other source that yields you 8 or 10% guaranteed, pretty much, that you know. Or if you have an apartment, a house that you need to pay off, where the rates are like 4 or 5%, well, this rate is 2%. So that's another reason why I'm starting to study again, because I know I can do both. Plus, it gives you structure, structure gives you discipline, and discipline gives you structure. And that's something that I need in my life right now. Even if I were not to have any money, or even if I were to have a lot of money, I would not want to live entirely unstructured. Like, I want routines. And my life has been so split up during recent times. So I haven't really had that. And it just, over the long haul, it doesn't feel good living like that. You just look back and you wonder, Jesus. Like, and this is another thing. This is a point where I've already like surpassed or went through since way back, since multiple years ago. Like, and gradually increased. And that is just sitting with yourself and your thoughts. Like, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people are not comfortable being alone. And obviously being alone through extended amounts of time is not good. And having like a lone wolf mentality is not good either. You need people around you. You need solid people around you, however. So don't be with brain dead people. Like, you need to protect your mental energy as your life depended on it, because it does. Like, genuinely it does. You need to protect your mental energy like your life fucking depends on it, because it does. If you have people around you that are poisoning you, that are feeding from your energy, you need to cut them off, because they're feeding from your energy. You notice you're becoming more drained around those people, and yeah, parasites essentially. Like, don't have parasites around you. And some people, they might not have the worst intentions at heart, but some people are still parasitic or have parasitic tendencies. And even if it were your family that had those parasitic tendencies, then you'd want to reduce the time you spend with them. I'm not saying don't love them. I'm not saying blame shit on them. Even if they've done their things in the past, if they're doing their things now, like, yet again, we come back to your mind. The only thing you can truly control is your mind, your approach towards the world, towards your life, working with what you have and making the best of it. And that is the only thing you're able to do. And yeah, my apartment is quite messy right now. I still need to buy bookshelves. I need to buy a table for the sofa, some storage units where I can, yeah, I also need to fix the electricity. And like, I have this closet room-ish, but there's no light inside. Or I need to buy new batteries and use like a temporary light. But yeah, so that's another thing. Have structure around you. Your physical space is a reflection of your inner space. And your inner space is a reflection of your physical space. And by polluting either one, you pollute the other. By polluting your physical space, what I mean by that is your closest environment that you're somewhat in control of, and then you pollute your mind. And I noticed that very clearly, very vividly. Now, for the past month, I've slept on my couch. And when I wake up, I feel quite clear in the head. Like, I know what I need to focus on. But as soon as I wake up and I see everything that's happening, then my focus just becomes so, it just drifts away. Like, I have this, I have that, I have this on the floor, I have that here, I have that, I need to put that up there, I need to put that up there. And yeah, so yeah, right now I'm just gonna buy some shit. The only thing is I don't have a driver's license. So yeah, but I'm sorting that out. And yeah. Honestly, I pretty much got and said everything that I need to have said this video. There's a lot of things that I could be talking about. But I don't know, man. Maybe in the future. If I land on some podcast or some shit. Then I'd express hello. But right now, I don't even know the niche of my channel that I talk about. What am I talking about? It's mainly been like rants or philosophical concepts or delving into my own mind and speaking aloud. It's been some preaching, it's been some investment knowledge or wisdom rather by now. Remember the first video I posted on this channel? Went through the channel recently from 2020 or 2021. Talk about crypto. I'll be a third cycler next cycle. Crazy. But the game of crypto is changing so much. Like, it's become so mainstream now. Like, some things has become so mainstream that it just reads differently. Things that used to work before doesn't necessarily work now. And you need to constantly be on edge. Like, you cannot swing trade anymore. Like, obviously volatility with crypto, it's already volatile, it's always been. But now it's playing out way differently. Like, it's playing out in a way where it's just compressing, it's quite sideways action, not too volatile. Then there just comes the biggest spikes up or down. So it's so unpredictable. Might have to do with ETFs and all of that. But before, the volatility was at least consistent. You could put your leverage at XYZ and you could count with being liquidated if it was above. But now, during certain times, Jesus, you really cannot have too high leverage, because although sideways, slow, a lot of times, all of a sudden there comes this big spike. So yeah, right now day traders win. Like multi scalps, like scalping, yes, scalping. That's the way you make profits in this market. By either that or just having a good view on where the market is going and having the right connections and having the right capital to actually make money from those moves. But that's another thing. Like, crypto, it will not make you rich. It's just like investing. Investing will not make you rich. It will preserve your riches. Crypto is more volatile. it is easier to get rich with it, but if you don't have money, if you don't have an income, it will not make you rich. It's just that that's the instrument or vehicle that I'm more comfortable with. And that's why I'm trading that. Because the whole landscape, I'm more familiar with how people think, how people act, how metas emerge, how ideas emerge, how trends emerge, by differentiating outliers, by differentiating I don't know now, I'm just yapping, but yeah, essentially identifying outliers by identifying simple discrepancies versus actual runners when something is changing, like for the close future. And yeah, plus just navigating DeFi. That's another thing, like there's some very lucrative things in crypto that people don't know about because they just see CoinGecko, they see coins, they buy Solana, they sell Solana, but oof, there's so much more. Quite simple, honestly, though. As long as you know where to look, what to look for. But yeah, man. That's it for now. For the past weeks, I've just been eating wild meat like boar, reindeer, like moose or elk, duck, deer. Yes, both reindeer and deer. Like the thing that isn't a reindeer, but it's not a moose or elk either, but has horns. I don't know, I've just been eating a whole lot of wild meat, plus obviously normal meat like grass-fed cow beef. But now, sometimes you need this food as well. Like especially after my recent runs, oof, this just hits fucking good. Like I ran a 10k, like 10 kilometers, and it's my third or fourth week now back running. Yeah, and like I said, 3 times a week, and 3 times a week it's gonna be. So yeah, I'm not 10k 3 times a week, but run 3 times a week and push myself to get one better minimum per week. And not by 1 second or having 1 second better pace, but actually pushing me, seeing like noticeable improvements. And so far we have, but soon we'll start to see diminishing returns because we've been going for a bit now. Not yet though. In a few cycles. Having a rest week next month or in 2 weeks or something like that. Can't remember what I put down. 2 weeks or 4 weeks. And so that means 6 weeks or 8 weeks like active, then 1 week rest. So after maybe 2 more rest weeks after that, we'll start to see very slow results, or slower and slower. But yeah, man, stop being lazy, do what you gotta do, and focus at the task at hand. Focus on the task at hand. Stop being lazy, stop watching YouTube videos, do what you need to do, man.